Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Laura Rogers and this is SharePoint Power Hour. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook, and today's topic is going to be around Power Apps. And we also have Joelle Jobson here. I got your new name right this time. Say hello.
Hey everybody.
Joelle's on audio and I'm on video, and we'll be discussing our topic as usual, and we have our chat going. The channel is IW Mentor, that's our SharePoint training company, .slack.com. And in the YouTube description of this video, there's a link to a form. If you've never joined the channel before, there's a link to form to fill out so that you can get invited in there. And we have lively conversation, discussions all during Power Hour, and people ask questions and we figure things out together. And, you know, sometimes we just completely make up the demos as we go. But today's topic is going to be a lot of fun. It's Power Apps, and it's going to be all about working with user information in your Power Apps and how to do that. So just in the last 20 minutes or so, I spun up just from scratch a brand new Power App. So it's this is what we'll be using to go through this process of showing you how some of this can be done. So I'll go ahead and get started. So I'm going to share my screen. And first of all, here's my slide. So this is a little bit of information about where you can get information about users in Power Apps. There's actually a connection. It's not just your data connection to SharePoint that you need in your Power App. There's one called Office 365 Users. And when you tap into that one gives you just a lot more extra information about the logged in user and about being able to go do extra things with that user information. And so basically the concept that I'm showing here is, and for example, in this phone field, what you do is what I want to happen is, if it's a new form, if it's a brand new travel request or whatever it is, I want to pre-populate some fields with information about the currently logged in user. But if it's not a new form, it's an existing form, then I don't want it to do that. I want it to just leave the information that's already in there, right? So that's what this logic is that you see in orange here. That is going to be where it says new abs form. That's the name of whatever your form is, like an absence request form, a travel form, whatever you called your form control. So if the mode equals new, then I want to take Office 365 users, that's that data connection, my profile, mobile phone, and put that logged in user's mobile phone in there. Otherwise, if it's not a new form, if you're editing an existing form, then you're going to put parent.default. And parent.default is just the default value in all of these form fields that you'll see when you use the form control with your SharePoint data. So parent.default is what they're all going to say just out of the box when you put your form together. And then, but this if statement is what makes it say something different if it's a new form. All right. So these are all the different options that we have when you type in Office 365 users dot something. These are some of the things that it gives you, like direct reports, manager, search user, user photo metadata. And for my profile, you can do a dot, parentheses dot, and then those are all the things that you can get about the currently logged in user. So we'll go ahead and do some of this, and I'll show you this in my form that I created. I'll go ahead and flip and get rid of this, slide here. Here's my Power App. All right, so, and again, I just created this like 20 minutes ago. It's not extremely fancy, but I want to show you some concepts in here first, and then we'll dive into making it do more, because I didn't do a lot of the work yet. I just kind of set the framework in place to be able to start doing it. So here is my list. It's just a SharePoint list called travel requests. And then here's my app. So I'll go ahead and preview my app. I have a button to create a new travel request. And you can see I've got the created by field on here, but it doesn't have anything next to it. And we'll fix that in a minute. And then we've got department is blank, work phone is blank, manager is blank. So I could type information here like that. Where am I going? I'll go to Atlanta and visit Joelle. And then a lot of these other fields aren't required, but as you can see, I've got, my trip start, my trip end, and cost and stuff like that. That's an expensive drive. Maybe we're going to be doing some partying in Atlanta when I get there. Okay, so then I can submit my form, and then I made it just go back to this home page. And then this is just a list of all the trips. I didn't do anything fancy to make it just filtered to show anything in particular. And then past travel, that doesn't even take you anywhere. It's just a button I stuck on there for fun. All right, so the main thing we're focusing on here is the new travel screen. And so our conversation, so if you're new in here, our conversation is happening in the Power Hour channel in Slack. And you guys just let me know, just type your questions in there, and Joelle, interrupt me if somebody asks something, as usual. Okay, so I have my welcome screen that takes you to...
We have one kind of general question over from YouTube. Do you want to save that for the end? It's more general.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, they're just curious, how you generally get to know all the formulas and syntax. What are the best resources, I'm assuming, is
just on the PowerApps website. Their documentation is the best place to go, and then there are forums out there. It's the there's a power user... I don't know, Dan, you probably have the URL to that. Daniel Christian in here in the chat window. I don't know the exact URL off the top of my head, but there's a forum where people go in and ask questions about those. But they do have full just references in there, just in the PowerApps documentation on the PowerApps website. Yep.
Good to know.
Okay, so new travel screen. I have, now this is an existing travel request. So let's go ahead and go. I don't want to look at an existing one first. I want to do a new one. So I'll go ahead and click new travel and then get out of this screen. So now when I'm editing it, I'm actually editing a brand new, what would be a brand new record, as opposed to looking at an existing one. All right, so created by is empty. Now, once you have an existing record, you probably noticed a second ago that it actually shows you who created it. But before the record is created, it doesn't exist in SharePoint yet, so it doesn't know who, it doesn't have a created by, right? It doesn't exist, it doesn't have an ID, it doesn't have created by. We're going to do that one in a minute. First of all, we're going to focus on the department. So in order to put this if statement that I was talking about on the slide, in order to put that in here, we have to go over to this advanced tab in this right panel and unlock it. We have to, so this is the card. The card has everything like the name and the box for whatever field it is. I have to go unlock it to go do any kind of formulas inside of it, or if I want to change what type of control it is or something. All right, so I'm going to use, so default value, like I said, parent.default is what's in all of these. As you can see it over here on the right also. But what I'm going to do is put that if statement in here. So if, and then this is called my new travel form. .mode equals new. Then what? Then I want to show the logged in users department. So let me show you that connection. And it's really, the connector just entails you authenticating to SharePoint and Office 365, and it's just a connection. It's a data source called Office 365 users. So I've just got my SharePoint list in here and my connection called Office 365 users. And so this is what it's going to use, that I'm going to utilize in my formula to get that additional information. Then let's see, so that's where I'm going to type it. As soon as I start typing Office 365 users, there it is. So Office 365 users dot, let's see, it was my profile, open close parentheses. Oops, gotta love the way it does that. Just randomly stick something in there. My profile dot, and then this one's going to be department. All right, so now let's go test that one thing. Oh, look, we didn't even have to go preview it and test it. It just says IT. That's me, the logged in user. That is my department, IT. Pretty cool. All right, let's do the same thing for work phone. But I forgot to put the else in here. So if new travel form dot mode equals new, then show that logged in users department. Otherwise, show parent dot default. There we go. Okay, that's important because you don't want it to, you don't want it to be blank. If it would have been blank if it was an existing one. So that's important to have. So I can take this and just copy it. And then I need to go to the phone number field. I think I just copied it to the clipboard. And again, I can't see, this is grayed out up here. I can't do anything with that until oh, thanks, Daniel. He put a formula reference for PowerApps right there in the chat window. Appreciate that. Yeah, Lee, I'm always surprised when things work. Anytime I do a demo, I'm doing a live demo, I just assume that it's going to be screwed up because that's what demos do. All right. Okay, so I have to unlock this so I can go change this default. And instead of parent.defaults, I'm not going to do .department. I'm going to do the phone number. And it's got a mobile phone thing in here that I can use. It's got other, different ones you can peruse. All right, so there is a phone number. Don't worry, that's a fake phone number. Someone in a presentation at Ignite tried to text me when they saw that on the screen. No, I wouldn't put my real phone number in here. All right, so then I've got the department work phone. And then let's do the created by. So this one's going to be interesting. So created by is not going to show anything until after the thing is created. So, but what I can do is I don't even necessarily need to unlock this card, but what I can do is just stick a label on top of here and put my name in it. Just so the employee that's filling this out has that warm, fuzzy feeling that the form knows who they are. They need that, right? Okay, so let's see. That's going to say what? So first of all, we're going to make it so it shows my name, and then we're going to make it so it only shows when it's a new form, and then we'll go from there. So the text, so I can name this something more useful instead of label 3. So I can call it new, let's see, form name. I don't know. It's probably not a very good syntax. All right. So then I want to do that same kind of concept. If no, blah, 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 blah. And then I don't have a parent.default. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put an if statement in this one. I'm just going to hide the whole label that I'm putting in here. Display name. All right, now let me see. There it goes. Look at that. Yeah, even though for years we've been telling people that SharePoint knows who you are and it knows all your information, it knows what department you're in and who your manager is, they have to see it on the form, don't they? They feel the need to see it on the form. So now we can see that name on the form, but we don't want to see this label sitting here if it's an existing form. So what I can do is I can go to the visible property. I can just hide that whole little box that I just set on top of this created by. So visible by default is true. So I want to do an if statement to determine if I want it to show or not. Now, what I could do in this case is have fun with some of our new little rules that exist. and do a rule that will, let's humor the rule pane, and because I'm so used to just typing out the if statements, we're going to do the rule pane. We did a whole power hour about the rules pane. Let's go ahead and use this. So if it is custom condition, now I could do if created by is blank. That's another, that's, you know, just totally a different condition that I could use that would have the exact same effect. And the same thing with the department. If the department is blank, put a value in it. So, I mean, there are different ways that you could do this. But I'm just going to say my condition is travel, new travel form dot mode. I don't know why it didn't like do the little whatever, equals new. Then what do I want to happen? If it's new, then I want to show it visible equals true. Yeah, right? If it's new, then it's visible. Then, but I didn't change anything. I don't know if it's going to get confused. Let's see. I could just do like the opposite, right? Come on, I'm clicking done. Oh, there we go. New form name visible equals true. So if new travel form dot mode is new, then it's visible. Otherwise, we got to make visible false, right? So where's the other? No, see, I don't want to do another action. See, that's the frustrating thing about this thing. Yeah. See, it's basically just got if new, then it's true. So I could do if it's not new, then make it false. Then that would be in a way that I could like use the, you know what I mean? Use this rules pane, because it's going to be visible. True is going to be visible. Visible is going to be true by default. So we want to really just make it not true. So I can just say if it's edit, then visible is false. Dun, dun, dun. Good times. Visible is, come on, let's go. False. It's a little slow. I think they made a lot of updates in it lately, and have y'all found it to be a little slow? All right, done. All right, if it's in the edit mode, then visible equals false. Okay, let's test all this. Okay, I'm gonna go over to my welcome screen and go to my current trips and go to, let's see, this one. See how slow? Isn't that kind of weird looking? All right, so that didn't work. See, because now it's showing both of them. I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. See, it makes it look like it looks like it makes it look like I didn't finish it, but I did. So I'm gonna go delete that. Delete it. Usually there's a little delete button when you hover over it. I just completely broke the whole thing. Yeah, see, I keep clicking on it and it's just got like a little error. How about I just clear all that out? Delete. There. Oh, there we go. All right. That's one way of deleting it. Okay, I'm going to go back to the way that I'm familiar with. And I'm going to go to this little text box. See? That's the little text box that I put on top of there. And I'm going to say if new travel form dot mode, come on, equals new, then true, otherwise false. See how easy that is? Yeah. Oh, so Valerie's found it to be slow also. Yeah, you're right, Jean. With the, yeah, it's just figuring out the logic. See, now it worked. So now that I put that logic in, now it works. So I'm looking at an existing item, and now my little extra field disappeared. And so you can see over here, I can select it. I have it selected, but it's just not showing. So because this is an existing item and it's actually showing me the value, just the default value of what's normally in the created by box. So let's go prove all this. Let's go back to the home page, go new travel. So see, on a new travel form, look, it's pre-populating all this stuff. Fun. And then see, it's got my name, department, work phone. And then I'm just going to go back. I'm not going to create a new one. I'm going to go to the existing trips. And now that's just got the out of the box created by. Now this actually looks nicer. The first time I started testing this, like this is actually an old item that I created months ago. When the first time I started testing this user profile stuff, the created by field just had an email address, and it was very ugly and didn't look nice at all. So now it actually, they made it so that that value actually is useful. Pretty cool. What do you think, Joelle?
It's pretty awesome.
Okay, so let's go look at some of the other sort of functionalities in here. So now we're, just about almost halfway done, and this is where I'm going to kind of push it to try some other things. Now, manager is a people field. So let's go fill in the manager people field. Let's go do a brand new one. I'll just start from scratch and do a new one. And it's pre-populating, and manager, let's see, I'll type. See, a people field, this is actually a people field in the SharePoint list, but when you use it in the Power App, it actually looks like a drop-down box, but you start typing, so it's kind of nice looking. I like this interface better than the old school people fields. And where are we going? Let's go to here, blah, blah, blah. None of this other stuff really matters, but I filled in the manager field. So that's just the out of the box, the way the manager field works. All right, so I submitted it. We'll go to current trips, and I should probably make this refresh the data when I, when I go to this screen as well. Let's see, I think this might be it though. Yeah, there it is. So now I'm looking at the existing one. There's the manager, and then when I go to SharePoint, we'll refresh this. And I know that looks really tiny. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can zoom out. Oh, zoom in, I mean, sorry. There. And then I've got this one, see manager, and again, that's the people field that it's got in there. So that actually gets really tricky because what I found so if you remember our other Power Hour where we talked about how to pre-populate a lookup field that's complicated because it's the syntax of the way the lookup field needs to be set into SharePoint is this big complicated thing. I wrote a blog post about it. It's got like brackets and all this weird stuff that you have to know the exact syntax. Well, people fields are also complex fields. So it's also going to be a huge pain to actually set the value of the manager people field automatically. But let's go. I have a feeling we're not going to achieve that in this session, but what we're going to do is we're going to dissect it, and we're going to look at how you can go in here and see all these different ways to use this Office 365 users stuff that you have. All right, let me take this and move it. Move you up here. And we're going to kind of just play around in this space down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a regular old label. Could be a label or text box. I'm just going to use a label just to be able to kind of see what's going on inside of this data. So let's go see. So what we did in here is we had an existing SharePoint field, and we did this Office 365 users.myprofile.department stuff in here. So let's go in here to this new field here and say, I just want to see what it's got in there. Office 365 users.myprofile. That dot. And then that's where it's got that long list of stuff that it's just slow. See how slow it is? It's not getting data like it. There it goes. See, these are all the different things that you can get from the currently logged in user to pre-populate your forms. Job title, mail, mobile phone, office location, stuff like that. So this one is going to have, under my profile, this is where it's going to have this set of information. And then right here, see, this is going to give you some different stuff. This is where it's going to give you user profile metadata, manager. See, manager is in a different spot here. So let's do manager like that. And put the little brackets around it. Manager of who? Okay, so when we do manager, we need to know who it needs the manager of. So let's see what happens if we just do that. See, no, it absolutely has to have a manager. So now I need to know who the manager is of somebody. So it's not going to default to know just right off the bat who the manager is of the currently logged in user. But let's go try this. There are a couple of different ways we can do this. There's one that doesn't use the Office 365 users thing, but we're going to use this anyway. My profile. So what it doesn't ask is you don't know the exact syntax of this user ID. So let's see if there's just one that says user ID. I highly doubt it. There's ID. So let's try that. Then there's user principal name. So it might be one of those. Let's just try ID. And close parentheses any day now. There we go. Yeah, see, it's expecting text. It doesn't like that ID. So let's go see what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type this. I'm just going to type and see if it likes the email address. And that way, once we know what syntax it's going to expect, then we'll be able to know kind of what field we need to go call upon, right? All right, let's go see what that says. Did it? Go. And go. Let's see. Oh, no, it's not showing anything. But it doesn't really have... Is that an error or is that... See, it doesn't really have an invalid name. Okay, so it doesn't like the email address. So user principal name. So that's what it wants, is the user principal name. See, it says it right there. Yeah, see, there you go, Lee. You're right. Okay. Office 365 users dot my profile dot my profile. Gotta get the syntax right. User principal name. And Lee is probably right. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Still show, it's just taking a minute, I think. Property expects text values. This produces incompatible record value. Let's just go see what my user principal name is first, okay?
They're saying on Microsoft is missing the T.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I don't know that.
Oh,
if you
look, there's my UPN. Okay, so I'm going to take this UPN, which is just, so I just mistyped it. Cool. All right, that's good to know. All right, so we'll do the Office 365 users dot manager, and then I'm actually just going to type that in because my UPN is my email address. Yeah. Or Jean has a good suggestion, put quotes around the email address. Okay. Dot manager of, this is wonky. All right. Manager of who, of, and then I'm going to try typing single quotes maybe. Oops, single quote. Oh, we try double quotes. No. Wait, no. Did the error go away? No. Let's try it without the quotes. See, it doesn't like it. It doesn't, see, it says user principal name or email ID. But when you put it in there, it doesn't. Interesting. I'm gonna try single quotes again. Oops. Try no quotes, just spelled correctly. Yep, Nicholas, that's what I was trying. Yeah. So this is the fun that we have. Yeah. Tony said get rid of quotes. I just tried that. So I tried it spelled correctly. Without quotes. Doesn't like that. I tried it spelled correctly with single quotes. Oops, like that. Doesn't like that. Tried it with double quotes. When your customers ask you why PowerApps take so long to develop for them, then this is why. Stuff like this. That, like, you know, it took me 10 minutes to do all this other stuff in the form. Like, just done. But then when you get into these little nuanced things with your logic and things like this is where, like, time, you just lose time. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's go look at, it expects text values, but this produces incompatible record values. That is weird. Yeah. That's, yeah, I don't know.
Somebody said get rid of the suffix, but not sure what that means.
Oh, just put admin?
Yeah. At part. Yeah. Okay, at part, yeah. Just put admin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, look, there's no... Oh, there is an error. Text values. That's weird. Yeah, it doesn't like this.
Brad has a suggestion. I don't know if that helps in Slack.
Type a dot at the very end so it shows properties what the manager returns. Yeah, good idea. I think I tried that when I first put it in here, but let me try that again. So, so what do you need about the manager? Okay. Let's see if that works without even giving it whose manager you want. Okay. Invalid number of arguments. Okay, now let me try and put it in there. Admin at. It still doesn't like that. Yeah. Invalid name. But yeah, that dot display name definitely makes sense, but I feel like we just didn't get past this whole what is the user ID, you know? Huh. Okay, oops. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Valerie says this is why I'm pulling out my hair. It shouldn't be this difficult. I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Brad. The error is saying that the field wants text, but manager returns more than just text. He's typing. All right, but I want to get past the manager thing because I want to look at some of these other options that it has, that it has in here. So I'm going to try one more time putting my manager of who, and I'm going to put like, let me copy this. And just copy this whole thing over to Notepad, and maybe we'll get back to it. There's also a user. Okay, so this is this user thing. This is what I was telling you a minute ago, where there are lots of different ways to do things. This user, just user parentheses, this is not using the Office 365 users connector data source. So there are some basic things like this that you see here that you can obtain about the currently logged in user. And you can use this to be able to get those email, full name, and image. It's only these three things though. It's not a whole bunch of information. But that will give you information about just who the logged in user is. So I'm going to put that over in my little spare notepad over here too. And so let's go. So we kind of looked at all the My Profile stuff. So one of you was mentioning, Valerie was mentioning the My Profile thing. So that's the Office 365 users dot My Profile gives you, let's see, where did it go? And I put the list in that slide as well. See, it gives you city, company name, country, department, display name, given name, ID, job title, mail nickname, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't give you manager here. That's why they have manager as a separate thing. So let's go look at direct reports. It's probably going to be the same thing. So it needs direct reports of somebody. Whose direct reports do you want? And let's try user email. See if that works. No errors so far. Nope. Same thing. So it needs to have, it's expecting text right here, but it's not liking what we're putting for our text. Oh, let's see. Thank you. Let's see. Kamlesh has an idea. Let me copy your text here. Oh my goodness, look at that. How did you do that? All right. So look at that, it works. So Garth F is my manager in Active Directory. Office 365 users, no Jonas, me doesn't work. That's a totally different, we have different syntaxes for all of our different Office 365 and SharePoint products. Office 365 users dot manager, and then user email, and then dot mail. Okay, so I was getting close with the user thing, right? So that's what it needed. So this is going to give me the email address of my manager. And then if I wanted to have other information about my manager, I'm just going to copy this whole control and paste it over here. Then I can get, what other things do I want to know about my manager? So I can get my manager's department, their display name. Let's see. So there's going to be, see, Garth Ford. So now I have a few things about my manager. Yeah. You guys are awesome. So that's why it's fun to do these power hours like with you, because we're all just collaborating and we're a community and we're a team and we're all figuring out, right? Thank you so much. Yeah. I was so close, so close. Good job. Okay, so this is how I can get additional information about my manager. Now let's do the direct reports in the same way. I'll just do direct reports. And then how do you do direct reports though? Because that's going to be multiple people, right? Yeah, so let's see. I'll just pick something. Let's see what direct reports likes to have. Display name. Is that going to show all? Is that going to show a list of my direct reports? That's the question, because that's the one that you would think would need to be like in a table format, right? Yeah. Oh, see, it produces table values. Okay, so let's try this in a table. So let's stick a gallery on here. Let me move some of the stuff over. Just gonna scoot it over here and scoot that over there, whatever, and then stick a gallery on here. Insert a gallery, just blank vertical. Because if I'm going to look at who my direct reports are, I'm going to have multiple direct reports. So the actual syntax of that, the way that it's going to be listed here is going to be different. So now let me take like this thing here. Let me grab this text that we have in here. Copy that. And then for my data, for my items, for my gallery, what if I just paste that there? Was that going to work? Let's see.
Brad said seems like direct reports would be a collection needed an indexer.
Indexer. Not sure. Yeah, it's definitely more complex way of this one's just not doing it. Oh, is it thinking about it? Maybe it's thinking about it. No. Let me go see if I preview it and see if it shows me anything. No. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But yeah, that could be, you would need to go like grab that information and put it in a collection. So remember in our, let's see, 2 power hours ago, we talked about collections, and we talked about, I gave that demo on how to go grab the items from a list of items from a SharePoint list and have them and be able to select a few of them, like clicked on to select them, and it actually puts them in a collection. And then you can display the collection. It's sort of like having a variable, but it's a list of things, kind of like the same concept maybe as a dictionary in SharePoint Designer Workflow or an array. So you take that collection of things and it's something you're storing in your Power App to be able to use later. So Nicholas says, does the gallery have to be connected to the data source before putting in the function? Yeah, let's see. Office 365 users. Maybe this could be the filter. Copy that. Oh wait, .direct reports. If it just takes Office 365 users, maybe, as my items. It seems to be confused. Yeah, it's not, it's forcing me to put a dot after this thing. See? Yeah. Okay, so that's what it wants. It won't let me just put Office 365 users. It's wanting to have, it literally won't let me put that in there. Let me see if I just type it. Because see, the thing is it's going to refuse to go try and get all the Office 365 users. That's what it's refusing to do. Like, it's like, no, you can't just put all Office 365 users in this box. You have to tell me a specific subset of users. Okay, Kamlesh has got another idea here. Let me see. Oh, it's going to do first, and that would just show one. Let me try that in this box first, because first is just going to show a single direct report, right? What if we wanted to show a list of them, though? That's the thing. Let's see. Oop, I'll try and put it in here, too. Dun, dun, dun. No. It doesn't like either one of those. Doesn't look like. Yeah. The function first has some invalid arguments. It's the thing with the text values again. Yep. First employee. Oh, so what is employee though? Employee is not a thing that I have. It's not like a data source or anything. So I don't think that's going to work. I'm just going to undo that. I'll probably, like, as soon as the demo is over, I'm going to go try it and it's going to work, and just magically. All right, let's go look at, so we've got manager is just a single person, direct reports is multiple people, and then some of these other ones, let's just go look at what the other ones are. Search user, relevant people, test connection, user photo metadata, and user profile. So this is going to, it's going to give you, again, some of these are going to be a single thing. Some of these are going to be like a list of things. So the type of control and the way you put it in the Power App, so that's going to be different depending on what type of data it's going to need to give you back. So relevant people, that sounds like that is multiple people. Search user is going to be one. User photo is really useful. User photo, but we also have the photo from just that little user, that little just user parameter that we had, remember? So we can still get the photo there, but this one lets you go get somebody else's photo. So let's go get the user photo of, and we'll do like my manager. So user, but if it's a user photo, we need to put it in an image control, right? So let's go do that. That'll be fun. And we did that in another, I have that in another demo too that I did where I had that list of the gallery of people, and it automatically shows you the photo of the person that you're submitting your expense report to. So let's go see. Let's go do the photo. And I'm not sure if I feel like redoing that one, but let's see. I'm going to do insert a image. And image that can be dynamic. So for the image, I need to say what is my data. So that's going to be, let me just show you what it looks like with just user. Just user, just good old like the currently logged in user image. Okay, so that's going to be user.image and go. It's closer. I think it takes a second to go like query that image and go get it. But it does work in another app. I think it just takes a minute. So that's going to be the logged in user's image. Let's go do the user profile photo though. See if that one is works a little better. Office 365 users. It's the photo from Office 365 profile, Stacy. User photo of, and then I'll do user dot email close. It's like it's weird. It takes my cursor off of the screen and I have to like click back into there to get to put that. There it is. Yay. All right, so it's going to be like, hey, welcome Laura. Here, fill out your travel. Here's a lovely picture of you. So that's how you can do the user photo. So Office 365.users.user photo of who, just the logged in user. And then I can also do the user photo of my manager. So let's do one of those. So I'm going to say like, I want to submit this to my manager, but you know, you want them to see a picture of their manager just in case they don't know who that is. So I'll go put this here. And for this one, it's going to be Office 365 users.user photo of who? Of my manager. So that's going to be this guy. Let me just go grab this thing right here. I'm grabbing my manager's email address. Copy. User photo of who? That guy. And go. So you can see the little dots going across like it's looking for one. Maybe it doesn't want maybe it doesn't like mail as the thing that I query it with. User photo of who? Manager of my manager.mail. This one needed the syntax of email. Yeah, so it likes email as its syntax, but this is like a lot more complicated because we're getting the email address of the manager. The server returned HTTP error with the code 404. Oh, that's a new error. So that makes me think that my manager doesn't have a photo. So I'll go get the manager of somebody else. Manager of, let's see, let's see, Alex D. Office 365 users dot search user. Photo metadata would be interesting. I might try that in a little bit. Search user. Search term. Oh, interesting.
It's back on.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay. Department. I have a feeling this one's gonna return multiple records though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Search user dot, and then you want to know what it's returning. We'll say display names. And then it's probably, yeah, it's producing table values. So that's going to return a list of things. So again, that's going to need to be We'll try to like collect it or something. Let's see. Collect. This is where we do a yeah, see this function has got to be on a button. So I'm going to put this on a button. I'm going to say copy this and I'll create a button. Dun, 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 insert button. Come on, Slowpoke. All right. Okay, so I can't put a collect like in a text box. It has to be an on select. So I'm going to put it in a button and I'm going to, let's see. No optional parameter name department. Ooh, interesting. Email, search term, text, right? Oh, I just need a type search term. Okay. I thought it was an actual search term that it wanted me to put in there. I probably need to put quotes around that. Right?
I would think so. Not sure. We'll see what they say.
It's a group effort here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if it collects something. It's not giving me an error. Wait, up there it is. Now it is. Oh, I got to put a closed parentheses at the end of it. Search term IT. God, it's so annoying. Invalid number of arguments. Search user. Collect that. Oh, I did my collect syntax wrong. Yeah, that's what I did. Let me just grab this and move it. Yeah, collects, it's got its own particular syntax that you're supposed to use. Let me just move that out of the way. Collect. Collection. You got to name your collection first. So I'm going to call it people. Silly me. And then what am I collecting? All right. That. An item, a record or table to collect. Give it a name and say collect. Oh, wait, see, there we go. Let me move that.
Are you seeing what Dan wrote? I just didn't know if that was technically something that would help, but or if that was from earlier.
I'm not sure if that's related to what we're trying to collect with this list of stuff, but I might have just figured it out. I got the error to go away. Here we go.
It might be a delay. It might be a delay on the YouTube video.
Okay, I'm going to click the magic button now. Now, I don't know yet because you're not going to immediately see your collection, but I can go to View and choose Collections. And I can see that I have it, so it's showing me display name here. It's just not showing, it didn't actually collect any data. So that's the problem. So let's go do search user and do search term something else. I'm going to do Laura. And then I'm going to, so this could be pretty cool for being able to go query things from within your app, right? I want to go like see everybody who's got a certain expertise or is in a certain department or something like that. So slow, it's painful. I'm going to put what's in the collection in this little gallery that we're not using right here. So I'm going to put the people search. That's what I called it. Oh man, it's almost time to stop. Could just play with this thing all day, right? See, it's, yeah. Click the button and maybe it collected something. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, it did it. Yes. So I've got 2 test accounts named Laura Rogers and 1 named Laura Tester, and it returned them. So the only problem now is just this gallery that I'm showing. I just wasn't showing, I'm not showing the actual fields in it. So I just have no fields showing in my gallery. That's the problem. Dun, dun, dun. So, and then again, it lost the whole gallery. It's like it's all confused now because it has no fields in it. I don't know. But it collected, it did it. Okay, now let's try a different one. Let's do collect and do the thing with the, I'm going to save this. I'm going to do the thing with the direct reports real quick before we have to go. Sound pretty cool? Yay, I figured it out. All right, people search, collect people search, Office 365 users dot direct reports of who, of user, and go. Let's see. And then we're not going to see the collection on the screen, but we'll be able to go look, click collection and go look at it. Okay, so it's collecting. Then I go view, collections. Look at that. It returned all my direct reports. Okay, so let me go.
Awesome.
I'll just go. I know. Holy cow, right? I'll go slap that in a gallery just real quick and do like vertical. And just drag that over here and shorten it. Okay, and my items is going to be my people search. That's my name of my collection. And again, you can go watch that previous Power Hour to be able to see how we did just all the basics of the collection itself. But let me go in here and do the fields real quick. So title is going to be display name. I got all this information about all my direct reports, and PowerApps is just so slow right now. Display name and department. I don't know, I could do mail, whatever. So, and then I could do the user, I could do their photo. That would be cool to have a list of all my direct reports. I got to do the user photo thing like in this box though. I just don't think I have time to do that. Image equals I'm going to try it. Dot user photo of who, of basically that person that it's mail or email. I guess it's mail. Photo of, come on, close parentheses. And I'm going to shorten. Oh, look, there's Corey's picture. I see him in there. See, some of them don't have pictures, but it did it. Look. So yeah, so that's my direct reports and all their pictures.
That's awesome. Even I understood that, so that's awesome.
Yeah, even you understood that. Okay, so real quick recap. I know it's over now, but this button, I did a collect. I called my collection people search. You just name it right here. And then I said to get all the Office 365 users, the direct reports of me, the logged in user. And so I push the button, it does the collection, and then I set the gallery as the items in the gallery are, that's the name of the collection. Yay, they're on my direct reports. And then I can make the button next to each direct report do something like take me to another screen that's got just their travel requests, or take me to their employee information or something like that. I didn't even know I was going to figure that coolness out, but yay, bonus. All right, well, I'm not sure why YouTube went all weird on us today, but thanks everybody for joining, and thanks whoever was watching on Facebook and on YouTube. And again, this is Joelle Jobson, and I'm Laura Rogers, and we have SharePoint Power Hour most Wednesdays at 11 Central. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Have a good day, guys.